Alright. Now that... No, it turns the sound on when I do that. Okay. We'll turn on to there. And you should be ready. Okay. Of course, it always pauses. There we go. What a great way to start that off. We got some good old-fashioned Nico Robin there, and I still haven't unlocked her. Howdy, howdy, people. It's your boy Hardcorn, and we're here today with One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. I had underestimated how long it was going to take me to get to the point I wanted to when I was doing practice, and I was very glad I had problems with SpongeBob today. But we're going to play Pirate Warriors 4. It's a very strong game. It's also very fun. It's a Muso, built on the same engine of the Dynasty Warriors series, but now you use One Piece characters inside it. It's very, very fun. And if you know the story of One Piece and know how it's supposed to go, this takes it a little bit differently. It tells a slightly different story since it has to wait for the manga to catch up. So it's pretty fun for the most part, so let's get started. We've got a lot of places to go. We're going to go to Alabasta, go all the way to the beginning. We've got lots of story to get through. It just summarizes pretty much basic plot points of the story up to this point. And this is a lot, sadly. Like, we get all the people, and we get many, many people. This is the first real big battle arc, too. How you doing there, Masher? How you doing there, Raptor? I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for some One Piece action, for me to talk a lot about this series, because I really do enjoy it a lot. You just got back from a local blackout. Holy shit, man. Did all the power in wherever it was in Oregon go out? Jesus. Oh, man. It looks like it's you're saying right there, September's going to be a real drain on your wallet with Bayonetta 1 Physical, Splatoon on the 9th, Micah Golden Pass at the end of the month, and there's also, I think the special limited costume package for Emily 2 that's coming out next month. I don't know about you guys, but I love Emily's new costume. That is so good. It is fantastic. It is so fitting for her. But Bayonetta 1 Physical version? I don't understand. That game came out like 12 years ago. Actually, I think it's almost 13 years ago, because Bayonetta 1 came out in like 2009, I want to say. Because I was watching that, I think, when I was in like middle school or something. Like, Emily already has like technological, like, mechanized parts on her body, and then finally they have, like, you know, they're going to give, like, she's from America, they're going to give her like the most American thing about her. She's going to have the American swimsuit. She's going to have like the military industrial complex built into her body. It's fucking awesome. But on Switch, it was a digital-only version, and now they're releasing a physical. All right. It's Crocodile Alabasta's hero. So didn't they already release what's it called? Bayonetta 2 on a physical version rather than just like on a physical version for the Switch rather than just like leave it dead in the water on the Wii U? Or is it just strictly digital? But an 11-hour blackout over there, Masher, that's pretty nuts. I imagine it got pretty hot that day for sure, with all the power gone out for like half a day. Sometimes I forget that there's just so much that happens before they actually reach Alabasta. Like I actually forgot about Chopper's whole story because Chopper is actually very forgettable for the most part. It's a very good story, but it's not as good as it was in they just don't do anything with Chopper anymore. Like every time after the time skip, they just forget about him. Like if you explicitly don't have like nameable combat abilities or like anything measurable, such as like with Sanji, Luffy, and Zoro, they're just not going to do anything with you. But Asuka deserves an all-American costume. She is much more patriotic than Emily in the main story. Isn't Asuka supposed to be... Isn't Asuka like... Her parents are foreign nationals, but she was like born in Japan or something? Like her mom's Japanese or something like that, but her dad's American? But Bayonetta 2 also has a physical version, but it's hard to find now. And Nami's boobs also do keep growing throughout the series. They sure do. They continuously keep growing. They always keep getting put into various situations and tops that just can't hold them back. The similar situation to Robin too. Better yet, just like most women in the series. Like even right now, like this, we're talking to Vivi, and she already has like the setups for like every woman we're going to see like in the entire story. Like you're just like a regular NPC woman in like the manga or the anime or even the games, you're just gonna look like Vivi. If you're a named character, you're gonna look like Nami. Okay. Oh God, come on. So the game is relatively simple. It's like it works like a Musou. You just sit there and you wail on entire like massive waves of enemies that come before you as hard as possible. Like this is what makes these games so very fun, because you can actually you get a measurable quantable like quotient or whatever. It's like a measurable quotient of how strong these characters are and their abilities. Like they're just swiping through armies and just like tearing the shit out of everything. And, it's like my favorite thing about like these sort of games. God, Luffy, your dash is so fucking terrible. But you were a pretty big weeb in your day and you never really got into One Piece. One Piece really fits into the sort of like, if you are a child when it came out, like when like in the 1999 to like 2007, when this game was like really starting to pick up steam, not the game, but like when the manga and the anime were picking up steam, it's very relevant to you because like people my age like know about it for sure. But I imagine those older, it probably doesn't resonate very well with them. They're probably much more into like the Gundam series or anything like that. I need to probably turn this down to like 30 FPS mode. It's like really rough on my computer. Like when I was actually like, I think it was almost 3 years ago at this point that I decided, like, I'm gonna go read One Piece. Like, I just thought of it on a whim. Because it's like, I understood that that One Piece has over 1,000 chapters at this point. But when I was reading it, it had, like, I think 910 or something like that. It's still a lot. But the thing is with it, it's like, it took me, I think, 40 days to read it from, like, beginning all the way up to where they were, all the way up to the current moment, which was Whole Cake Island. Like, I would have to sit there and read it for, like, probably 2 or 3 hours, like, a day at most, and I'd clear probably, like, a volume or two. But it's just, like, there's, like, what, 100 volumes of One Piece. It's really, really, it demands a lot more. It demands a lot more of you than it really should. I mean, it's a fucking manga series. Like, if I tried to watch that shit now, or, like, even try to read it, like, I didn't try, like, at one point in my life just to sit there and catch up with it, I don't think I would ever, be able to get, into the series. It's like, my god, there is just so much happening. Because, like, by the time you discover it, there's already 200 episodes out. It's like, as a kid, like, when you have, like, the time to actually watch that sort of stuff, it's like, you know, it's nice. It is. It really is. But, like, oh my god, like, when I thought, like, One Piece had ended at some point, like, when I was a kid. That's why I never saw it again, like, on Cartoon Network. So I thought, oh, One Piece just, like, fell off or something, and, like, I were going to see another anime series come out. No. One Piece is, like, one of the biggest series that, like, ever at that point. I never really realized that until, like, I got into high school. And then into college, it really, I really started to discover that for sure. I don't really know what possessed me to actually sit there and think, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll go read, like, all of One Piece. Because One Piece is just, like, such a ubiquitous series. I liked playing One Piece Grand Battle when I was a kid. I think I got, like, 100% completion on the English version. Because it's just, I just enjoyed it so much. So I thought, you know what, maybe I'll just give it a try, and I did give it a try, and it was very worth it. I think it's like a Senran Kagura sort of moment, where it's like, oh man, I love the ladies are pretty. Oh wow, this series is narratively compelling. I love it. But at this point, reading and watching One Piece is a lifestyle. It really is. Like, I try not to keep up with new One Piece releases, like, as of right now, because it's like there is so much you have to read. Like, if you, like, lapse on your reading, you're just never going to catch up after a certain point. There are, I think there's 1,050 episodes of One Piece. Because they adapt every single chapter of the story. They really shouldn't adapt every single chapter of the story. It's not worth it. But that's what Koei does. Well, that's what Toei does. They sure love doing that for some reason. I don't know why. But I think One Piece at this point has sold more than Batman and Superman now, so it's befitting of a massive series of this to sell that well now. And I mean, I guess for the way comics have gone for a while now, I would have expected Batman and Superman to get dethroned at some point. But it is still easier to read than Shakespeare. Have you guys ever seen those sort of, like, modernization adaptations of Shakespeare? Because, like, those sort of Like, I think I saw one of those adaptations of Shakespeare where they turned it into a shoujo manga. And also another one where they use, like, they modernized it using, like, emojis and all that sort of stuff, and it looks really bad. Like, it looks like it's, like, the emoji one looks like it's made, like, a picture book for children. It's just so terrible looking. I don't know if that actually hurts, like, the interpretation of the story for people, but it's, like, it just doesn't look good. It's hard to read in some places because it's just, like, it looks like I'm playing Super Mario Odyssey or something like that, where they have emojis in the text so the kids can actually identify with it. Jesus, this first stage is gonna take forever. We're already at what, 7.5 minutes? Wow. Come on, guys, get to the rally point. Like, I thought it was really smart when I was in college to start reading Milton. If you guys know who Milton is the guy who wrote Paradise Lost, which is where modern interpretations of angels come from. I think he wrote that in like the 1600s or something like that. It's like the 1600s or 1800s, so it's very prevalent and it's very important to the way we interpret angels today. But for the most part, it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna read Milton. It's like, I actually tried reading it, and it's like, wow, this is actually really hard to read. It feels like I'm reading Shakespeare, but it's like not as like grammatically important or compelling. Get it, Tashigi. Get it, girl. But you're not into those sort of adaptations. They're questionable at best. I don't know, every adaptation that really just isn't like Shakespeare himself wrote it is going to probably have some inconsistencies. But it's Shakespeare. I guess like people, you know, like people do it. I mean, yeah, it's Shakespeare. It's one of those sort of titles and like plays that people have like known for, you know, what, the plays that he wrote are almost 400 years old at this point. At least I think they are. So it's not like we haven't seen them before and we know what they're supposed to look like. Dude Smoker, where are you going? But an anime adaptation of Count of Monte Cristo where the Count is a vampire. Are you sure that's just not like... Not Vampire Survivor. Are you sure that's just not like Vampire Butler or something like that? Because that kind of sounds like something they would do. That's right. Ace is 3 years older than me, so he got off the island 3 years earlier. The new II Pokemon. Grafai is okay, it reminds you of Sableye. I don't know, it just looks like worse Sableye. I'm not exactly impressed. Did they say what ability it came with? Because I haven't watched the video about it. Because the video for I obviously saw the picture for Grafai today, but it's like it just looks like Sableye but does graffiti, and it's just like Does Grafai even get Sketch? It really just feels like it's supposed to be like a copy of, you know, a sort of hip-hop modernization of Smeargle. And I don't like Smeargle much anyways, so it's already a loss for me. Like, here we go, got Grafai, another new generation shitmon everybody's gonna forget the moment it releases. But did I play Dynasty Warriors much, Corn? No, I have not played very many Dynasty Warriors games. I think I played one Dynasty Warriors game, like, on the PS2. But the PS2 Dynasty Warriors, like when they were first starting the series, are nothing compared to the like later interpretations, such as like Pirate Warriors, because the original Dynasty Warriors plays a lot more like the what's it called? It's supposed to be an adjacent series to the Nobunaba's Ambition series, where it's like you command people on the battlefield, except Dynasty Warriors, like you're on the ground with your troops, commanding them and giving support and rallying them. So it's more or less not like, oh, you're being like a player one sort of scenario where you're beating the shit out of everything like we're doing here in Pirate Warriors. It's more or less you actually have to play like a real strategy game and not go full player one syndrome. You really do have to play as a team and hope that hope that you win. But of course, when you get to go full player one mode, and it's all about you, that's what sells. That's what people like. Ooh, nice. Ace got his new map. They were the first Musou games, perhaps. I mean, people know what Musou games are because of Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is like, they created it. Well, they took a formula of where it's just you fight a whole bunch of enemies in a single formation and take territories. They took that idea and many other companies ran with it. So it's like really, really important. They still do it the best, obviously. Like nobody else does it better than Koei Tecmo in terms of like Dynasty Warriors. First ability is that if it loses its held item, it's Unburden. Unburden and Poison Point. Oh man, Poison Point. Are we gonna have a nice slow, frail, mixed attacker that gets absolutely walloped by something like Brick Break or Focus Blast? What even is its typing anyways? Is it like normal? Is it a normal type? I have the feeling it is. If you have Poison Point, you better be bulky as shit, because you're made to take hits at that point. And even then, if you like have Poison Point, I'd rather have like Regenerator. Oh man, normal poison. That's a very that is some ability for sure. I hope it comes up with some real special bulk too, or at least it's bulky in terms of like health or physical or special defense, because Poison really gets kind of screwed by physical and special, so he's kind of done for. He's a style over substance Pokemon. Oh, Luffy. Good job of yelling at Vivi. The lag, yeah, I figured it's got a lag problem over here, because it's like a really demanding game at this point. Also, we're in like peak time for my area, so it's like we're probably getting internet congestion or something. Yeah, 1400 frames lost, doesn't surprise me. I needed to turn it down to 30. I need to change some settings. All right, we need to go and go to settings. All right. And now we get to go play as Sanji. He gets to go cause a he gets to go cause himself a commotion over there so they can distract. What is it? The rest of the so they can go distract Crocodile. Go all the way to Rain.
スモーカーともどもレインディナーズに突入したものの罠によって
How can one deduce that a Pokemon is normal type? I think they usually say what sort of these typings are for the Pokemon in these sort of directs, because I think like Koraimon and Miraimon or something like that, whatever those two Digimon are, they I think they're like what Fire Dragon and like something else, but they're obviously both dragons and all that sort of stuff. But the Koraidon, that's normal and dragon, which is a very strange typing. It gives a lot of coverage though. I like that. Normal dragon is something we haven't seen yet. Crocodile. What? Oh god, I clicked off of that. Something I wonder though, like if in this terms of like the new Pokemon game, is what are they going to do obviously for like the limiting factor? There's got to be like some sort of caveat between like, what is it? There is the open world gym system and some, like akin to several ROM hacks, but what are they going to do to like really shoot themselves in the foot, I want to say. Miss All Sunday. Restaurant Le Crêpe. I like how they talk through snails in this world. Like, why the snails? I guess it's just funny or something. Oh, Sanji, you mess up the plan, and now Crocodile's onto you. I think I'm getting it mixed up though, because I think Crocodile at one point was able to fuse his sand in with Luffy's blood to harden it and actually like turn it into other weapons, but I think that was Gaara from Naruto that I'm thinking about. Crocodile probably would do the same thing because he's a very, very disgusting and menacing character. Oh, that's right, we need to level up Sanji. Where's his moves? There you go, Sanji. You're all leveled up. Ugh. Yeah, they probably would just end up cutting the decks at some point. It makes total sense for them to do something like that. I think Crocodile at one point like stabs Luffy. No, that's in the fight later on. But like he stabs Luffy with his poison hook, which it's like I'm very glad that they didn't turn that into like a one-off situation. That hook comes back, and because I really liked it. Like you can actually use that same hook in the game, and it deals a damage over time tick, which is fantastic against some of these like really more aggressive enemies. $1,000 Pokemon. That's a pretty impressive number right there. I can honestly to think like from 1996 to 2022, obviously. Well, yeah, 2022 is their newest game, but it's like they've released 1,000 Pokemon in that time. Some hits, some misses, but hey, that's the luck of the draw. At 1,000, you're bound to hit something good at some point, right? I commend Pokemon's ability to have kept people's attention like this for like 25 years. I imagine this was the sort of feeling like when Disney was first starting to get in business and people were picking up his cartoons to put in like in theaters. Do you think we're able to get like another 25 years out of Pokemon? You think we'll probably hit like we'll hit generation 18 or something like that? Because obviously, good old Pokemon is still a hit with the Chillins. They love themselves like the Pikachu. They love their little baby mons and all that sort of stuff. Oh, that's very bad here. Auto. Oh my god, Zoro. Zoro and Smoker are the only ones back there. They're just like, they don't fucking care. Oh, that's right. This is before Zoro actually learns how to cut steel. So he can't cut himself out of these sea stone, out of the sea stone cage. At least not yet. I keep forgetting about that. This is where he like learns his like inner strength. Man, giving me location, princess. Oh, Sanji. Well, what's good about Pokemon is that it appeals to both kids and adults and gains a new generation with our audience with every single release. That's true. Because it has really strong audience retention in terms of like, they obviously have the old core fan base, but they also manage to make new fans like every single game. Like I honestly like, man, what kind of companies dream of that sort of stuff? Like to have the ability to make new audience and retain them every single time. Sometimes I do wonder just like what makes Pokemon work. Because it's like, it is insane just how like ubiquitous the series is. Because this morning I was playing what is it? This morning I was playing Pokemon Blue because I was trying to do some practice for one of those like specialty runs. Because I wanted to do a specialty run next week for Pokemon Blue, and I love those specialty runs so much, and also those like Ironmon type runs where you just use one Pokemon exclusively, besides a few HM slaves. Those are always my most favorite sort of runs because they run into like various because when you're running into like using one singular Pokemon, you run into like very unique problems specific to that Pokemon, especially really early when you have like zero coverage and you can't hurt anything very well. Like during practice with the Pokemon I was using today, I think I lost to Brock like 4 times because this Pokemon only has one move and it doesn't gain another move until like level 21. So I would have to, thankfully Tackle has like 35 PP. So I was able to, you know, like I'm praying that they don't use Defense Curl, this thing gets crits, what have you. It's like really scary stuff. Like I actually lost to Brock today from him using Bide because I used Tackle, it crit Onix, and then he threw the crit back at me and killed me from half health. Because usually Bide doesn't do shit for bricks. And it's I was very impressed. But we will do that next week. Because I love those sort of runs very much. Because there's like also a really big problem that I have with what is it? Oh yeah, that's right. The game fixes, like what Fire Red and Leaf Green fix from like Red and Blue later on is the fact that they have well, most of like well hold on, let me fix this first. I don't like having to go get the Professor's Aid items because they require you to catch the Pokemon. Because quite honestly, catching Pokemon is like my least favorite thing to do. I really enjoy the tactical aspect of battling. It's very fun. But the thing is, it's like having to go out there and catch the Pokemon and doing that sort of stuff. It's like that's not me. I mean, it's like, I mean, what I literally just said right there is the antithesis of the whole mantra of Pokemon, literally to go catch them all. I don't like catching them all. I like having battles against people because I'm a competitive person. I'm also a jealous bitch sometimes too. Three minutes. 3 minutes is all I have to spare for the likes of you. Alright, people, let's set Snail. We gotta fight Crocodile. Really? You've never heard someone actually not enjoy catching the Pokemon? It's like, I don't enjoy it because it's like, I don't explicitly get like a fiscal or experiential reward in terms of actually doing it for my party. Because like outside of the first probably 2 hours of when I play a Pokemon game, I've already decided how I want to play it at that point. It's either going to be a singular mon sort of run, or I'm going to level up a team. Because after I get like my team that I want settled in, it's like I don't want to do anything else. It just feels like honestly like a waste of my time. Like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to switch my team mid game, and then do something like, oh man, I want to get a Haxor or like or an Axeor or something like that, and put it in my team to level it up. It's like, no, it's Dragon. It's a slow category, so it takes like forever to level up. So it's only useful for people who want to go like on a competitive streak or something, which is fine for me. I usually save that sort of like, I usually save catching Pokemon until like after I've beaten the Elite Four. Because catching new Pokemon pre-Elite Four is just like, that's a waste. I'm settled in. I'm gonna use my finances to power up my team. But what do I think of the new test footage for Action Taimanen? Well, we have the loadout sets. That's really good. I like that a lot. I want to see how they implement that, though, in terms of, like, Magatamas as well. And also the co-op AI thing. That's interesting to say the least. Because obviously it's probably going to use, like, a matchmaking sort of thing, where you find people, where it will find obviously people playing online at the same time as you, or probably within your like level range or something like that. I don't know. They're probably going to release a whole sort of thing with the co-op AI system. It probably is like co-op or something like that. Like Pokemon Masters has where if you beat the mission, if you beat the game, not beat the game, if you go into co-op and you try to do something with it, like, well, you know, you go into co-op and co-op can't find anybody to play with you, they will put in an AI partner alongside you to make it work. So, like, if you, like, oh, I get matched with you, Masher, and we can't find a third person, or, like, how many people it takes to make a max party, or whatever setting we have it, it would just probably be, max setting. That's like, they would probably just fill it in with AI people. But the test footage that they've been showing is more or less along the lines of they're getting stuff geared up for late September into October for the anniversary. Like, they're going to add in, they're obviously adding in loadouts and something to do with either co-op or AI partners in some sort of way. That may be for the new event, that may be for something else, I don't know.
一味がアラバスタに上陸する直前のことゴーイングメリー号に謎の能力者が乗り込んでくる珍事件が起きた。兵隊が釣れた。
Mr. 2 Ball Clay
他人そっくりに変身できるマネマネの実の力を披露。ルフィたちは大いに盛り上がり、その正体を知らぬまま友情を育んだ。
友情ってやつは付き合った時間と関係なしん。
だが別れ際、彼がバロックワークスのエージェントミスター2であることが判明する。一味はマネマネの実の力にどう対抗するか方策を練った。
印なら罰がいいなあ。ビビかっこいいもんな。
私もそれがいい。
左腕にバツ印をつけ、その上から包帯を巻く一味とビビ。
Wow, that's actually really smart. I forgot about this whole part where they have to hide the X marks on their bodies so Bon Clay can't clone them.
これから何が起こっても左腕のこれが仲間の印だ。
Can Action Taimanen handle a 3-player co-op using Unity? It's like, they probably could. There are multiplayer games built in Unity, but it's probably going to be like a real strain for sure. What I'm more concerned with, like, is one, are we going to be able to use it? Because the multiplayer functions are always a very big strain, and they require a lot in terms of, like, your connection and also your partner's connection. So if they get disconnected on, like, a really, like, this is obviously going to be, like, a low-tier mobile game. So, like, I don't expect something on the level of connectivity of, like, Grand Blue Fantasy, where it's, like, nearly perfect. So, something that has to activate, like, something that is a very quick and motion-based, like Action Taimanen, it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see how they interpret it. Let's see, cheat death. No, I don't want that. Got airborne, pursuit, cheater. Now you cheat death. But if it's AI partners, then you can finally have your team of Micah, Emily, and Astaroth. That's right. We can finally have all the hot girls together in one place. The girls who bring the heat and bring it on down with the sugar and yeast. No confusion. I do love Bon Clay, though. He does such good stuff from, like, his first introduction over here in Alabasta. And he helps out a lot, too, in Impel Down. Well, I guess turning it down to 30 FPS mode has helped the FPS, not FPS, but the drop frame system a little bit. Personally, though, I can't think of, like, any sort of immediately co-op, what are those called, Unity games that use that sort of system. Because Action Taimanen runs pretty alright for the runs pretty alright. At least when I was playing it on my phone, it was a real phone heater that turned it into a nice oven if I wasn't careful. Real drain on my battery. I imagine it's like more of the same too, for like other modern phones as well. But something I do question, though, is, like, when they use the example of showing, like, when they showed that little clip about how they had the supposed co-op mode with, like, possible partners, they used Emily, Murasaki, and I think Shizuru as well, because all three of them have crowd control and healing fields. I imagine the strongest characters in co-op would end up probably being some people who have, like, really strong AoE capability and also, like, a massive debuff or, like, boost of some sorts. Because I don't know about you, but I would love to play the co-op mode for that. It would be really cool for them. It would be really cool because obviously now I could finally talk about, like, team composition that has way more nuance and depth than it does for like just singular play. But the sad thing about it is, it's like, knowing the good old Gremory, co-op is going to be severely limited when it gets first implemented. But hey, I don't know. Maybe they've learned their lessons from like their other games.
ルフィさんたちは戦いを止めようとしているの。お願いだから協力して。この戦いの元凶はバロックワークスと社長のクロコダイルなのよ。
Oh, you fight Mr. One over here.
だとして今全体目標をバロックワークスに変更して。
I do see how they. I want to see most of anything how they're going to treat the connection system for it. Can I have like private lobbies or something like that so I can just have like my friends come over and we can go play Action Time and in on like stream or something like that? I just really hope that the content like you can have on there for co-op is actually like they give it you know, actual workable health. Mr. Daz Bones.
安らかに死ね。貴様、一体。刀に意志が伝わる。あとは俺に本当に鉄を切るほどの実力があるかどうかだ。刀一本、俺の技を受け切れるとは思えねえ。いいんだ。もう受けない。覚悟あるか。上等。一刀に居合。獅子孫孫。アトミックスパート。礼を言う。俺はまだまだ強くなれる。来たじゃねえか。俺が相手する。仕方ねえ。もう片方は俺が。
I love that part so much. Actually, reading that in the manga is like really nice because it's Zoro is always obviously he wants to be the best swordsman in the entire, you know, 4 Seas, but he just spends like this is his moment where he finally realizes he has the potential to actually do it. Because he got his shit kicked in by Mihawk and East Blue on Sanji's like ship, on Sanji's like cook ship or whatever. So this moment right here where he finally truly believes in himself is it's very compelling. Even when you read it too, that's a good narrative right there. I'm glad you get to see. I'm glad they actually like portray it very well in motion. 'But if they do add co-op, you predict time and raids being a thing. It's like that is something I would that is 100% something I'd expect. It's like they're gonna put that down at Anniversary. They're gonna show it off to everybody. It's like they're gonna get everybody on the. They're gonna get everyone on the ball for that, for like a whole new level of timing and raids. It'll be like horrendously levels. It'll be like horrendously bloated content, and you actually have to worry about like team composition at a certain point. Dude, if we finally get to fight Kaiju Momochi with buff damage, that would be great. Because like his fight is like the only like massive monster one we have in the entire game, and it would be like absolutely perfect to use raids to do that. In fact, I think in a story perspective as well, that was supposed to be a raid. In fact, I imagine we could probably do like big deal raids on those sort of like reliving like chapter 17 or like it was, what was it, chapter 17 or 18 when we first meet Edwin Black, and we do the raid on his compound. Like that could be honestly like a time and in raid for sure, like a raid, you know, when you think in MMO style.
ライバルとの友情の証、証なんかない。じゃあな。とどめは刺すのかよ。なのにここまで手こずるとは。
If raids happen, they can make good use for like Astaroth, Edwin Black, and Undead King, and other OP boss characters in the franchise. They would. It would make. I would love to see like Skeleton King like full form, and we can finally fight him at his best. And it would obviously take like 30 or say time minutes to take him down, but you only take 3 obviously because that's what they can handle.
攻撃するなら高い位置からのはずだ。高い建物の近くに怪しい奴がいねえか探すぞ。
That's right there, Tarim. You made it just in time for when Sanji gets on screen. He defeats Bon Clay. Uh-oh. Robin's here. I wouldn't doubt that you have to play through like a really significant portion of this game to actually get Robin. Because Robin is obviously like one of the strongest fruit users in the series. She doesn't explicitly transform into things like, you know, weapons or anything like that. She transforms into hands, so she actually gets the dexterity bonus, which is pretty cool. Like we could finally have, but on the co-op thing though, like we could finally have like superheated Astaroth or something like that as a boss. Not just like story chapter Astaroth where she shoots the fireballs. I'm talking like where she goes like full Dark Phoenix mode or whatever and just is able to like melt everything down in her path. That's what I would like to see. Though something tells me they might start introducing like a third level of not currency, but like no, you would probably use the BP, the arena points, like not arena points, but like the energy for arena, the BP stuff. You would probably use that to do raids. That seems like something like they would do. Oh man, burping. But if a co-op for Action Taimanin does work, though, I will obviously we are going to have AT co-op night streams, because that's gonna be a lot of fun. Hopefully your guys' internet is able to handle that sort of stuff, because I imagine since it's a mobile game, we're gonna get a lot of drop-offs at the same time. Like I just feel like it's gonna be an inevitability, you know. Actually, no, let's not capture. Let's not do that yet. We need to fight Robin before her quest goes away. But Rundrace, you never played the Warrior games, but for people who played the Warrior and the RPG One Piece games, does the Warrior game have more characters? It has, the Warrior games over time have gotten more characters. Oh, she's actually grabbed me. Robin, you interrupted my move. Minuet Fleur. Ooh. The Warrior games probably will have more characters on the just because of the notion that they are Muso games, which are built on the whole fact of they have a lot of a large cast specifically tailor-made for beating down people and being all about references. Because when I think about it, I think this game has I want to say 100 characters, 100 playable characters that are mostly different. So it's I would say the Warriors games do have more of them. In Astaroth's ultimate showdown with Fuma and Taba, where he was brought to her infernal realm, a land surrounded by molten lava. Yes, we finally have the battle with Astaroth. We finally have the showdown in hell with Astaroth. Honestly, it's taken way too long for that to happen. It should have happened a long time ago, that's for sure. Because that's something I would have liked to see, but I guess Astaroth's involvement's a little lower these days. That does not excuse her strength, though. I would love to see finally a full force adaptation of Astaroth, because she's sure as hell not threatening when we fight her as a boss. So what if we put her as a raid style where she's allowed to get powered up? I do hope co-op works so we can finally get co-op streams going. That'll be fantastic. If there's anything fun, it's always a nice co-op stream where it's just the boys hanging out, and it's viewer night where you guys can come in and play a round or two, and then you get off in terms of someone else can play too. But is Dynasty Warriors a good adaptation of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms story-wise? I don't know. I don't know the Romance of the Three Kingdoms story at all, so I'm no judge on anything like that. Phantasy Star Online 2 on the PS4 with crossplay. Ooh, nice. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually, because I played a Phantasy Star on 2. Well, it wasn't New Genesis. I played slightly before New Genesis, and frankly, I just couldn't get into it. Character Creator is fun, though. I liked it a lot. Because I have some friends that do play, well, I have one person that plays Phantasy Star Online 2. They played it before and after New Genesis. They dropped it after New Genesis as well. I think they were getting bored. Honestly, though, I just really can't see myself playing a MMO like that.
ーネグリフのある場所へお前を連れて行けば兵器の情報は俺に
And you would tell me everything about the
そういう協
Pluton.
定だったしかし最後にお前は公約を破ったこの国のポーネグリフはプルトンの手がかりすら示さねえ
あなたがそういう行動に出る私に考えが
I mean, come on, Robin. You could have just folded his ass in half like an origami project.
あの奥ワニっぽいな
Why do you have to let them do you like this, Robin? You can now watch. You can now play Phantasy Star and watch mine or anyone else's streams rather than having to choose which one to watch and play. That's fantastic. Now you don't have to do stuff like finagle your phone around and use it to go like, oh man, what am I supposed to do about that? Luffy versus Crocodile, we did that. Okay, now we're gonna finish up Alabasta with Luffy. I've never trusted anyone. Ooh, god damn, Crocodile, you sly bitch. He cries crocodile tears for Robin. I love it. But Alabasta is just like so good. Like everything before the time skip is actually like really, really good.
まだ返してもらってねえから俺が奪った
Like, it's quite honestly, like, we barely ever get to see Robin before this point, I think, like, at least in the manga. We see her only probably for, like, a total of 12 pages across, like, 20 or 30 chapters. But it's like, every time that they make her appear, she's very, important.
あいつの国なんて
I don't understand really, like, the magic of really what makes One Piece, like, sell so hard. Because, like, they do very simple things, but it feels super good. Like, even seeing that moment right there where Robin gets, like, shanked in the back by a Crocodile. It's like, I still feel that. Well, it's probably because, like, I'm remembering what it was like in the book.
死なせたくねえから仲間だろうが
どうは俺をぶちのめしたいらしい俺もお前を目障りな敵と認めよう
Yeah, who here's gonna bet Emily's gonna outrank every girl in co-op mode? Emily will probably have like the best long-term sustain, but Emily is a god-awful team player. Like that is just like obvious.
壊れた柱から水が出たぞ
Like Emily is all about being self-serving and just building up tons of damage really fast. And also, if you run Blue Emily, all she does is just sit there and heal and tank everything for like 3 lifetimes. Like that's how you just play Emily. I imagine like really strong compositions in co-op mode would be something like a really strong composition in the co-op mode would be
ビビが国を諦めねえ限り
I'm forgetting her name.
俺も立
Kiara and Murasaki will probably be one of the strong. Kiara Murasaki and Micah will be some of the strongest characters in co-op mode due to the fact they have such incredibly strong AoE abilities. And Murasaki and Murasaki and Kiara having like 2 defense downs and slows together, which means if they do maintain buff stacking and debuff stacking, that means the whole party is going to get a buff, the whole party is going to move faster, and everything's going to have 100% damage, 100% speed, and defense reduction. That's like super. That's like insane. So they're probably going to like make co-op specific changes for skills.
デザートラスパーダ
Boom. In a One Piece Grand Battle, that's a game for like the PlayStation and GameCube. Like when you use Gum Gum Storm, that's a Luffy special ability and you have to have a jewel to use it. Like the whole version of that in there is like it is so powerful. Like my goodness, it's really it's emotionally compelling even just from like the super screen. I love it. I really do love this series a lot. It's like it's so good.
船は無事だと連絡が入る。その相手は敵として戦ったミスター2ボンクレーだった。
ダチだからよ。
さらにミスター2はビビを待つという一味の友情に心を打たれ、部下と共に自らおとりとなって海軍の攻撃からルフィたちを逃がす。
男の道をそれるとも、女の道をそれるとも。踏み外せぬは人の道。散らばもろとも誠の空に咲かせてみせよう。おーかまうえ。
Oh, God bless you, Bon Clay.
俺たちおめえらのこと絶対忘れねえからな。
一方ビビは一味と共に航海を続けるか、それとも国に残り王女として生きていくか、一つの選択を前にしていた。
Oh, that's right. I forgot that Vivi isn't actually a member of the crew because the series has also forgotten about Vivi, at least up until now. But Oda does have a really good long game with his series. Like I think obviously like when they were talking about what is it? Oh my god, I can't remember. What's his name again? The guy who was Monkey was Gold Roger's, what's his called? First mate. That guy, Dark Knight Raleigh, that guy. He is Oda actually like wanted a specific voice actor to do the voice for Raleigh, and that was like 12 years before they were ever going to get to the anime for it. And they got the guy for it. They got it ready because obviously One Piece was really hot at the time. And then they finally got him for that one part. I don't understand why him specifically, but I guess it works out.
ほら来た。ビビ。船を戻そう。急げ。ビビちゃん。
Oh, Nami's orange trees.
お別れを言いに来たの。
今なんて。
私一緒には行けません。今まで本当にありがとう。冒険はまだしたいけど、私はやっぱりこの国を愛してるから。だから行けません。
そっか。
私は
印なら罰がいい。なんで？海賊だろ。
でもあれ本来相手への死を意味するんだぞ。
いいんだ。罰がいい。なあビビ。かっこいいもんな。
私もそれがいい。
何でもいいから書けよ。
We got other things to think about. Always a big old meathead.
これでよし。
私はここに残るけど。 りを証拠づけたらイビは罪人になるわ。このまま黙って別れましょう。これから何が起こっても左腕のこれが仲間の印だ。出航！
Oh, that's fantastic. It's always a really compelling moment in One Piece whenever they have to leave an island, and more or less they have to leave a friend behind. They just did it again in Wano, and it's still as compelling as when they did it in Alabasta. In fact, they do it to just about like every island they meet. Now we're going to Ain's Lobby. We skip a whole bunch of stuff, and now we're going to get to like a really big moment in the series. Like we missed like a whole bunch of Robin development and everything. Now we get to play as Usopp. He's a very difficult character to use, and I don't like using him. Vivi didn't join. Well, she did join. She joined, you know, in a metaphysical sense. Like she's there, but she obviously has to rule her country. And she does actually have to rule the country now because her father is supposedly dead at this point, at least in the story. Well, I mean, they did get Robin, but it's like this game misses out on a lot of really important Robin development. Like every time they give Robin development, it's always like Robin is also like a combination of world building and like she's world building and also like really odd character development. Like she always like look at this. She always used to be at odds with Zoro all the time. Now she's just more or less like Team Mom and the lady who can read rocks. It just doesn't feel like they wanted to do that much with her in the second half. But I guess they needed to make the mystery of the Logia fruits more apparent. Yeah, this doesn't go to Sky Island. They missed that completely. We don't get to see Enel at all, and we don't get to see what the we don't get to see Enel. We don't get to see the snakes. We don't get to see the Grand Line where they actually meet. I think it's where they meet Raleigh for the first time. One is Water 7. We're actually going to go to Water 7. Like the first half of this level takes place in Water 7, and then the second half of this little area takes place in Ain's Lobby. Because I would have loved to actually go fight Enel because, you know, he's really cool. Oh, there's Bellamy. That's Bellamy. But yes, Robin becoming a Straw Hat was very unexpected. you can really go like a revisionist history sort of thing. Like obviously Oda did leave us notes that she was going to be a Straw Hat member at some point. Ooh, Marshall D. Teach. Oh, he's a special little guy.
人の夢は終わらねえ。笑われていこうじゃねえか。高みを目指せば出す拳の道からねえ喧嘩もあるもんだ。
But like when I was reading it, obviously, like I knew that Robin was a member of the Straw Hats at that point.
空島スカイピアへと到達した。空島での冒険を終え深く損傷したゴーイングメリー号。一味はその修理をするため。
Like look at that, they turned the whole adventure on Sky Island into just a single
その途中
sentence.
突如ルフィたちの前に現れた海軍大将青生地と交戦。一味は全く歯が立たずその力の差を思い知らされる。
お前たちはこの先ニコ・ロビンを必ず持て余す。ニコ・ロビンという女の生まれついた星の凶暴性を背負いきれなくなる。
ロビンについて不吉な忠告を残した青生地は一味を捕らえることなく去っていった。その一件の後一味を乗せグランドラインを進むゴーイングメリー号の眼前に
Yep, see, now we're in Water 7.
セブンが姿を見せる。船大工たちからメリー号修理の査定を受けるべくルフィたちは造船会社ガレーラカンパニーへと向かう。
I do like how we're actually able to play the like the actual Water 7 cityscape area, because I like this a lot. They're actually in the city for sure. It's great. And then we go to Ain's lobby, and that's great too. Those are like moments that I really would have enjoyed playing in something like a Muso style game like this as a child.
本当にもうゴーイングメリー号では二度と後悔できないの？
まあ船の寿命だ。いい機会じゃねえか。諦めて新しい船を買ってき。
いや乗り換える気はね。俺たちの船はゴーイングメリー号だ。今日だって快適に走ってたんだ。なのに急に後悔できねえなんて信じられるか。
沈むまで乗れば満足か。呆れたもんだ。てめえそれでも一船の船長か。
And you call yourself a
話を振ったら終わ
captain.
りだな。船を買う気になったらまた来い。
せっかく空島の黄金を売って修理代も手に入れたのに肝心の船の修理ができないんじゃ。
おいナミ大変だ。金の入ってるケースがないぞ。
冗談やめてよ。あのお金がなくなったら。
You know, Nami, for being a burglar, I thought you would be a little bit more on the ball and keeping your money close. Usopp loses his temper. Alright, Usopp, where's your stuff? That's a fishing net star. There it is. Get his slots. Where are your moves? I don't know if I got them all. Those are just stats. That is... It's more skills. Oh, damn it. That's like really deep in there. Shit. Let's just increase it to moderate and get his skills. That's always a very cost-effective measure. Perfect. Hero strength, he does not need that. He needs something to keep himself from flinching. And, ooh, he doesn't like to knock enemies in the air, so he needs to ground specialist. Yeah, but we've got a little bit of ways to go to get to Gear 2, and that's not until like stage like 5 or 6 or something. But it still feels good to see like actual Gear 2 in action.
街並みも綺麗ね。
歩ける場所もあるんだな。
There are places to walk around too.
近くの島では今仮想カーニバルをやっているらしいわ。
There we go. This is Robin's original outfit,
参加の準備をしてるの。
the basis for Asagi,
なんでそんなことして
and Nami's is the basis, and Nami's original outfit is the basis for
そんな話を
Sakura.
聞こえたから癖なの。子供の頃から人の顔色を見て聞き耳を立てて生きてきたから。
Wow, Robin, you're really impressive.
お、あそこに本屋がある。寄っていいか？
Is this how Oda like was supposed to set up hockey for Robin if she actually has that sort of stuff? I wouldn't be surprised if Robin does actually have hockey.
CP9 です。
CP9。
Or at least she's not like a government plant or something like that, like Drake is.
どこ行ったんだ？おーい、ロビー。
Oh no, we've lost her. Have you ever seen so much cash? Wow.
待て泥棒、金返せ。2億ベリー。
兄貴に届けるぞ。それ、逃げろ。
そう、逃げられた。絶対に取り返さねえとみんなに合わせる顔がねえ。金を取った奴らはまだ近くにいるはずだ。絶対に取り戻さねえと。
If you actually let if you let the people who stole all the money actually make it back to where their goal area is, you will you get actually a nice you get a very early introduction to Frankie through that, which is actually really cool. I like that they actually did that. But the thing is, you have to effectively fail the mission in order to see it in the first place. I mean, you can obviously still win the level because, well, this game is not meant to be like extremely brutally difficult and like have very hard and fast fail conditions like the regular Dynasty Warriors series. She disappeared. She didn't disappear. She just unloaded behind that wall, on that light switch. Well, where is he? Because like in this game, it's not as important to like actually take a lot of territory. It helps a lot in terms of gaining ground and weakening bosses. Because if you fight a boss in like a what's it called? If you fight a boss in a territory you own, it's like I think you get a little bonus for it. I don't remember, but I know that's a holdover from like every single Dynasty Warriors game, and also it makes various other things happen because you weaken the officers. But a good old Water 7 is built like Italy, so it's full of stairs. Well, it's built like the Spain-Italy area, so it's really, really slow to traverse because it's a lot of stairs. Nice. Now we get to fight Frankie now. I actually, it's very weird to see Frankie that it's not in his like post time skip form now. I actually forgot what he looks like until I started playing this game again. It just feels so weird to see him with like his regular sized arms compared to something like the pre-time skip, obviously, where like in Ain's lobby, and it's a major difference.
残念ながら世間じゃ海賊から何を奪おうと罪に問われねえ。
And better yet, they don't really do anything with Frankie either. That's unfortunate because I actually like Frankie a lot. Flying Cactus Star. At least what's not Zoro? At least Usopp does like a ton of damage up close. He's really strong. Usopp.
死んじゃいない大丈夫助けられるよ
ちょっと待ってろよウソップあのふざけた家吹き飛ばしてくるからよ
あれだてめえらはあれは麦わらのルフィあの貧弱長っ鼻野郎のいる一味の船長だてめえの実力のほども知れるってもんだなこっちから叩き飛ばしてやるそりゃちょっと待ておめえら金だろ返してほしいのは残念だがここにはもうねえフランキーの兄貴が持って買い物に出ちまったんだつまりここでどれだけ暴れようとも金は戻ってはもう喋ってくれるなそういうこっちゃねえんだよそうだなもう手遅れだ
お前ら金も残らねえと思え
Oh yeah, these guys always fight for justice. They fight for what's right. But no, once they have like their money stolen, they're not very happy people.
どうかフランキーどこへだよ参ったな金の行方は本当にわからねえようだフランキーってやつを締め上げても買い物された後じゃな
おいウソップの応急処置終わったぞ
とにかく船に戻るかルフィ
船よ決めたよゴーイングメリー号とはここで別れよう船はよ乗り換えることにしたんだゴーイングメリー号には世話になったけどこの船での航海はここまでだ
待てよそんなお前襲台足りなくなったのか
違うよそうじゃねえ
じゃあなんだよなんで乗り換えるなんてくだらねえことを言うんだ
メリー号はもう直せねえんだよお前
一流と言われる船大工たちがもうダメだと言っただけで今までずっと一緒に海を旅してきた大事な仲間をお前はこんなところで見殺しにする気か
じゃあお前に判断できんのかよお前は船大工じゃねえだろソップ
そうだそれがどうした絶対に俺は見捨てねえぞこの船を
これは俺が決めたことだ今さらお前が何言ったって意見は変えねえ
いいかルフィ誰でもてめえみたいに前ばっかり向いて生きていけるわけじゃねえ俺は傷ついた仲間を置き去りにこの先の海へだって進めねえ
いい加減にしろお前ルフィお前だけが辛いなんて思うなよ
だったら乗り換えるなんて答えが出るはずがねえ
じゃあいいさそんなに俺のやり方が気に入らねえんなら今すぐこの船に
何言おうとしたんだ。めったなこと口にするもんじゃねえぞ。
いや、いいんだルフィ。それがお前の本心だろ。だと使えねえ仲間は次々に切り捨てて先に進めばいい。メリー号に見切りをつけるんなら俺にもそうしろよ。意見が食い違ってまで一緒に旅することねえよ。俺はこの一味をやめる。確かにその船は船長であるお前のもんだ。だから俺と戦え。俺が勝ったらメリー号はもらっていく。モンキー D の B 俺と決闘しろ。
Oh, I know. I love that so much. Like he is actually opposing Luffy. Like they would never ever try to do that at this point. But it's just so good to actually see again. Like there is someone out there who's actually saying that, like, I don't approve of this situation, Luffy. Your reckless nature is going to be the death of us. 1, 2, 3. It's not cactus. I want the. You can make some really big damage cascades with Usopp, but it's really difficult to do. It takes like a shitload of setup. The thing is, like, they'll probably be dead before like it actually happens. Fresh Egg Star.
メリー号はお前の好きにしろよ。新しい船を手に入れてこの先の海へ俺たちは進む。じゃあなウソップ。今まで楽しかった。重い。
それがキャプテンだろ。迷うな。お前がフラフラしてやがったら俺たちは誰を信じりゃいいんだよ。船を明け渡そう。俺たちはもうこの船には戻れねえから。
Oh my god, I really miss pre-time skip One Piece because you never ever get to see this like ever again. Because it's always like the feel good anime of the feel good manga, the feel good anime of the year. Like they don't ever have to do these like really hard decisions anymore of like Luffy has to actually be a captain here to prevent mutiny, and also like not only to prevent mutiny, but it's also to prove a point. He obviously did not like having to beat the shit out of Usopp, his friend,
と決闘し決別を告げたルフィたち
but he had to do it
は強引にメリーゴー
because it's the right thing to do.
で過ごすことになったそこへ
And
さらに不穏な
Zoro actually understands that because Zoro actually was a captain of his own pirate crew before he, obviously went on to the Straw Hats.
になったのだという
It's a very sad experience.
いなくなっちまったんだ。ごめんよ。俺が目を離
Like all of Water 7 and like
そんな中突如と
all of
して
Water 7 and Ain's Lobby is like really powerful stuff.
何者かの襲撃を
Like even just sitting here like watching these cutscenes again is like really, it's like getting me really emotional about it. Because I love it so much. Because I still remember reading it and it's like it feels, it's like it's really it's a gut wrencher for sure.
ガレーラカンパニーの職人たちの襲撃を受け一方フランキー一家を束ねる棟梁フランキーはルフィたちに子分をやられた怒りにより一味への復讐を企ててい
次こそ消してやるささすがは1億の首なかなか骨がある
さまざまな思惑が渦巻く中ルフィたちは事件の真相をつかむべく姿をくらましたロビンの行方を追うことに決める
俺は信じねえ本当のことが知りてえロビンを捕まえるんだよしやるか
There's also a really like important thing that Zoro said right there is obviously if you hesitate as a captain, how is the rest of the crew going to feel? It's actually like a really true statement. Because like really when you're a leader, you gotta follow your gut and truly believing in yourself and showing like sort of like confidence no matter the situation, even when it obviously looks very grim.
どこにいたんだよ探したんだぞみんな心配してる一緒に帰ろう
Yeah, it's hard to watch back then, and it's obviously very hard to watch now.
戻らないの
Usopp is like being very, very illogical.
何言い出すんだよロビンちゃんあそうか新聞のことだろ
Because like what his friends are effectively moving on without him,
俺たちは誰一人信じちゃいねえし
and Usopp has been building the ship for like months on end at this point.
そう
So he's like
あなたたちに
he's very attached to the ship, obviously.
だけど私にとっては偽りのない記事よ昨夜市長の屋敷に侵入したのは確かに私私にはあなたたちの知らない闇がある闇はいつかあなたたちを滅ぼすわ
ロビンちゃん
Oops.
何言ってんのかわからねえよ
Wow, we don't actually see that whole darkness, the darkness within Robin, to actually pay off
よろしく伝えて
until pretty much almost
こんな私
15 or 16 years
今まで
later.
よくしてくれてありがとう
That's a very that's a long play for sure there, Oda. I would have kind of appreciated if you showed it a little bit more. Like, dude, I'm gonna be like in my 30s by the time this is finished.
さっきロビンちゃんが言ったことルフィたちに伝えに行くぞガレーラの職人どもがうようよしてやる集まっ
But you never expected Frankie to be a shipwright. It came out of nowhere, but when you saw his backstory, it's like, oh yeah. It's like Frankie is he's very special for the most part. When I saw that he like appeared on the scene, I didn't really understand him. In fact, like Frankie looks kind of gross because he looks like a big old Frankenstein monster, and that's actually what Frankie's supposed to be. He's like a man. He's supposed to be like a cyborg in the world of One Piece.
あいつらがアイスバーグさんを襲った一味か許さねえ見逃してくれる雰囲気じゃねえな 地を探さなきゃいけねえのに。
I think we actually do explore more of Frankie, the tragedy of that is Frankie. I think in like stage, what are we on? I don't remember. It's like stage. I think we're on like stage 3 or something like that. Because the next 2 stages I think take place in Ainz Lobby.
ロビンはもう一度アイスバーン。そこを捕まえるぞ。
Uh-oh, reinforcements.
情報が街中に広がってる。むやみに動くわけにはいかねえ。
Like the more and more I actually like look at One Piece media stuff, I actually sit there and think like, you know, what actually makes One Piece such like a really important and like emotionally driving series to like myself and others. Because it's like obviously they're doing something right if they've been going on for serialization for the last what? Almost 20. Series came out in 99, I think it was 99 to 22, so that's like what, 23 years. It's been in publication for 23 years and it's had like extremely high amounts of like viewership and readers, so they're doing like something right. I guess when you just have like very simple characters, but they have like, I don't know, there's a lot of really good storytelling aspects that I'm probably missing out on as well. Because they like everything just feels so good when they do it. Well, at least like these first like during these chapters, like obviously we got Water 7, Alabasta, Ainz Lobby, the Paramount War. Those are always like, you know, really memorable moments. They stick out for the most of all because like it essentially feels like the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob are the ones that everybody remembers. People really are people remember very well what happens in like the pre-time skip One Piece, because pre-time skip One Piece is like really emotionally compelling. And that's what I really enjoy. That's what really got me hooked on the whole One Piece aspect, is that everything in this game is like really weird looking, but it's also like it works. Like you can take these guys seriously when it's meant to be taken seriously, and that's good. But I feel like as time has went on, they have fallen into the tropes of, you know, the tropes that they ended up help create and sometimes perpetuate regarding the shonen anime and manga series. Because I mean, what, the guy who writes either does the art for Hero Macadamia's. That guy was young enough to have started reading One Piece when it first was created, and then became a mangaka himself. And to actually stand on like the same front cover of Weekly Jump, and the same right next to like Luffy or something like that is pretty insane. Because for the most part, it's just like, well, probably the most not ubiquitous, but it's most like probably the anime with like the most penetration on Earth has probably got to be like Dragon Ball Z, or the Dragon Ball series, I might add, because Dragon Ball itself has like pretty universal appeal. Like it's really just broken into mainstream, and everybody's like, "Oh, you like Dragon Ball?" It's like, "Yeah, dude, I love Dragon Ball. It's awesome." It's like, "Oh yeah, I get it, man. It's really cool and all." But if you tell someone you like One Piece, that's like, if you tell someone like you like One Piece in like America, like yeah, like you'll have like your weeb friends. It's like, "Oh yeah, dude, that's great."
ちだけでも敵の注意を引きましょう。
騒ぎを起こせばいいんだな。ロビンのために俺も頑張るぞ。
死んでもここは通さねえぞ。
Oh yeah, I bet being able to stand with like some of your favorite like manga makers like when you were a child is like fantastic. Like I'm sure everybody has looked up to Oda at some point because like Oda is a very stylized art style. It's very memorable for sure. You're gonna remember what the males look like. You're gonna remember what the women look like. You're gonna remember the fighting style of these people, and you're gonna remember how they treat other characters. Because I think there was like obviously I think there was a one-shot manga that Oda made before he did One Piece, and it like obviously uses his style, but it's not like, you know, as crazy stylized as it was One Piece. It was a much more serious one, but obviously it didn't get published. Well, no, it did get published. It had a limited release from what I remember, but it's just very like, it obviously didn't do as well as One Piece, or would have had a little bit more volumes. Then he gave us One Piece, and now we're now he's swimming in it. Nico Robin.
もう一度お前に会いたかった。お前が世界を滅ぼす前に、今世界中でポーネグリフを解読できるのはお前一人。世界で唯一古代兵器を復活させれる存在がお前だ。
なぜあなたがポーネグリフの存在を、それに兵器のことまで。
俺は古代兵器プルトンの設計図を持っている。そんなことも知らずに奴らに協力しているとは呆れたな。
あなたは私の何を知っているの？世界政府の手で私の人生どれほど狂わされたか。
Oh, Robin, you don't have to fight this on your own. You got your whole team behind you.
全てを捨てても叶えたい願いがあるから。
A wish? Cell Saga is also probably my favorite too for DBZ. I remember I had, you know, I watched it, you know, like when it was premiering as a child. I liked it, but Cell Saga really had me going because it's like, it's very like, it's pretty solid for the most part.
Come on.
Because it's supposed to really make, like, you know, Gohan to carry on the next generation and start from there. But no, we can't have Gohan do anything cool, right? Ugh. We're just gonna have another Goku for the next 20 years. But yes, Oda had another manga. I think it's called, like, Trigger or something like that. I think it was supposed to be like some sort of weird Trigun copy or something like that. I don't know. But he did have a manga beforehand. And Oda does talk about that in like some of the chapters, like in the Ask Oda Questions portion of the One Piece manga, when he has those that he puts in there. And he talks about it. Because obviously he probably wanted to have a better results with it. Because I think that manga also has like conceptual ideas that he ended up using in One Piece. Because quite honestly, I'm thinking like, what's it called? Like obviously Oda has been playing the long games for most of for many people's lives at this point, or at least for fans of the series. So it's like, man, we're literally at this point just waiting. Like we're just waiting to figure out what the One Piece is supposed to be. There's a lot of unanswered questions, and he did say that One Piece is going to end probably like they're reaching the last arc at this point. They're building up to it. So I imagine it's going to be like, you know, I imagine it's going to be like, you know, that he probably wants to finish the manga in probably the next 5 to 7 years. The fact I can say 5 to 7 years doesn't really mean anything because it's like they release it pretty quickly, but I hope it doesn't get like a rushed ending because it would feel very disappointing to have built up so many years of goodwill and like setup just for the series to end and it's like going to be not good at all.
麦わらのルフィ、わざわざ罪をかぶりに来てくれたのか。
お前船大工のわけわかんねえがロビンを返せ。
悪いが我々は急いでる。ブルーノ、
Bluno, take him out. But Cell Saga has deeper characters and actual emotional conflict. Gohan struggling to fight is actually really engaging. Yes, it is. That's why I like so much about Cell Saga, because it's actually like, you know, Gohan does something, and also people tell Goku to fuck off sometimes. It's really, really good. Now nobody's ever allowed to say anything bad about Goku ever again. Goku has to do everything, and he just gets... Goku and Vegeta have to do everything at this point, and it feels like nothing happens. Nobody learns anything. There's no stakes anymore. I really miss when Piccolo would just be able to tell Goku to stop fucking doing something. It's like, no. It's like, no, Goku, he's going to get killed. He can't do that by himself. He does not have the ability yet. You know this. It's like, he can do it. He really can. It's like, no, he can't, Goku. He's going to die. Are you going to let your son die, Goku? Dude, Piccolo's like the best dad ever. He's a better dad than Goku ever will be. Oh yeah, this is when they introduce Zoan fruits, where they transform into animals. I always like Rob Lucy. Well, I like Rob Lucy because he's got like the same hat Slash has, the guitarist, and it's also like Rob Lucy is such a sneaky guy. He's like so full of himself. He has like unwavering confidence that his plans will succeed, and he actually has the power to back it up too. But you wonder if Oda actually has contingency plans for the manga if he ever spontaneously combusts. I think it's been said that he does actually have the full ideas written down for like he has all the ideas written down and like made already for the ending of One Piece in case anything happens. Because I think for the most part he actually has like all this made like years in advance. I think he already knew the ending that he wanted. Rob Lucy is one of the best villains, OP villains there, Jordan. He's fantastic. And the fact that he actually does come back and he's probably going to be stronger than ever. Stronger and better because he's now in CP0. He's just been barely introduced, but obviously we've seen what Rob can do and the strength he has inside him. So it's like he's he is a force to be reckoned with. So I want to see how he's going to turn out against like Nika mode Luffy and also Snake Man.
海に出ようってのか
Oh my God, Snake. Whole Cake Island was fantastic too.
冒険していつの日か故郷のイーストブルーへ帰るのさ
Because Whole Cake Island, I remember, is like, it's another one of those situations where Luffy actually meets his match. Enel was the only one that like,
船を引き上げる
Enel was one of those people who is obviously like,
よーく見てた
can really. Enel is very strong, but if he was actually in the ocean, he would be damn near unstoppable. He could probably be like an admiral if he wanted to. But Luffy obviously can stop him because he's made of rubber. Rubber can't go. Oh, well, it takes a lot of lightning to go through rubber, and it doesn't work out. But Enel actually met his match, and so did Luffy at the same time. And then Katakuri, my man, he's like, he has the same sort of stretching powers as Luffy does, and it's like, that's fantastic. That is like,
船じゃねえんだよ
Luffy actually having to learn from Katakuri how to stretch even better,
全部知ってんだ
and learn how to use, it was like observation hockey the same way. It's like, wow. Luffy actually had to learn, and it didn't, Luffy had to learn, and it actually feel like he earned the knowledge through the battle itself,
ことを聞いたんだ
rather than it was just given to him.
次の日の朝船は下手くそに修繕されてたバカバカしいかもしれねえが俺はあれ
But yeah,
は
Whole Cake Island in the anime is like one of your favorite intro songs, and Katakuri is also one of your favorite characters as well. Katakuri, Katakuri I think was like the first person we ever meet who has like a 1 billion berry bounty. I remember when I was reading that and I thought like that's insane. We're actually now at a point in the story where people have over 1 billion berry bounties. It just shows just how threatening these sort of people are, but also it kind of sort of represents a level sort of power levels aspect, but
それじゃおめえ船の限界
power I don't know, power levels feel kind of irrelevant at this point because
そう割り切れる
One Piece doesn't really do exactly power level stuff because obviously everyone learns how to do something at a certain point. Even people like Chopper figure out ways to like defeat great enemies through like
おめえら
through their own ability. And obviously Luffy has to level up because he's Luffy. He's the main character.
てめえら俺の秘密基地
But to think we have
襲ってくるとは
the Nika form and we also have the Snake Man form, all in like 2 arcs, which is actually pretty cool.
簡潔に話せ俺たちの本職は世界政府の諜報部員お前にはこの意味がわかるか
I'm blowing my nose. Oh, jeez. Okay.
ここへ来た理由
'Cause if there's something I can always appreciate, it's like that the people in One Piece actually do have lessons learned from their experiences in battle.
どう言ってんだかわかんねえがまあ協力した方が良さそうだな
フランキー我々はもう全て知っているお前の本当の名はカティ・フラン8年前に死んだと言われていたトムのもう一人の弟子だ
どうやって調べたか知らねえが見事なもんだなあのバカなアイスバーグは元気か
殺したここはかつての造船会社トムズ・ワーカーズの本社だ人のものの
に組むもんじゃねえぞ。
古代兵器プルトンの設計図
But when you know you really dig the first episodes of Teenage Gohan, you remember the ending theme and seeing a dead Goku flying around, and you thought the series was going to go in a new direction, and then Goku comes back. Yeah, that's true. He does.
連行する
Really, after like Frieza, I think Frieza comes either before or after like Cell does. But it's like I think really just like after I saw the Cell saga, I just didn't want it anymore. It just doesn't really feel right.
お前たちをエニエス
I'm taking you to Ainz Lobby.
プルトンの設計図のありかにつ
We'll have you tell us where the Pluton blueprints are when we get there.
間もなく海列車が出る行くぞ俺の知ってることを話そうニコ・ロビンのことだ
何か知ってるの？
俺とニコ・ロビンは同様に世界を滅ぼすほどの古代兵器を呼び起こす術を持っている
Oh, I keep forgetting that Iceberg actually has a really important role in the sort of weapon, the sort of weapons thing that they've been talking about for the entire series. Because we've met Poseidon already, which is Shirahoshi. But it's like, man, this Pluton thing, we have like zero idea how to conceptualize what it is.
全世界に生きる全ての人間の命よりもあの女はお前たち6人の命を選んだんだ
よかったロビンは私たちを裏切ったんじゃないんだ
そうと分かりゃ考えることは何もねえすぐロビンを追いかけよう
それ以外ねえな
だけどどう
まあ
Oops.
手段なら一つだけ出してやろうもう一つの海列車をな
Ooh, we're going on another sea train. But yes, now we are headed to Ainz Lobby. This is, I think, like the last 2 levels of this arc. They all take place in Ainz Lobby. I do enjoy that these warrior games let you play as characters like Rob Lucy and all the villains. More games really need to let you be able to do that. It's just like, be able to play villains and like special characters in like really fun areas. See, now we're on now we're in Ainz Lobby. Now we're really gonna get into the real. We're gonna get in the real meat of the story now. The big moment everybody talks about like is the best moment in One Piece history. Well, the best arc that is.
CP9 に連れ去られたフランキーを救おうとするフランキー一家の姿もあった両者は団結し仲間の奪還を目指す
街じゃごたごたあったけどこの先はここにいる全員の敵は同じだいいか俺たちは同志だ
一方先行してロビンを追っていたサンジはルッチたちに阻まれてロビン奪還に失敗ルフィたちの海列車に合流する同じく CP9 に連行されていたウソップは無事救出されていたが一味を脱退していた彼は春巡の末ある決断をする
話は全て彼から聞いたよお嬢さんを一人助けたいそうだねそんな君たちを助けるのに理由はいらない私も共に戦おう私の名はソゲキング
ウソップは仮面をかぶったヒーローソゲキングに変装し正体を隠したままロビン奪還のため一味に協力するしかしロビンたちは CP9 司令長官スパンダムに身柄を引き渡されていた大監獄への航路の入り口正義の門を抜けてしまうと救出は不可能となる世界政府の施設を襲うという前代未聞の作戦に挑む同志が集いエニエスロビーでの CP9 との全面対決が幕を開けるのであった
Do I find any of the new Jump series interesting? I wouldn't say so, because it's like Great Battle on Jutsu Shot. We'll just use Luffy. Makes thematically sense. I don't think I've actually read any of the new Jump series for the most part. I think I read well, no, I can't say I read. I saw I think 20 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's about it. I don't think I've ever really wanted to sit down and read it or anything like that. There's also, what's that called? Hero Academia? No, not at all. My sister likes that though. Hero Academia, my sister likes that. The Bleach, the new Bleach that's come out, it's like, I don't know, I never watched or read Bleach when I was a kid, so I don't have the same like desire for it as people do now. Obviously they're very excited for the new movies, the manga coming back, all that sort of stuff. Nothing's really caught my eye. Well, more or less, nothing really captures the sort of sense of adventure and scale of the world that One Piece does. That's what I really like about One Piece, is they actually have a pretty good characterization for like everybody in here, and I value that a lot in my stories. That's why I like character dramas a lot. Well, how about Demon Slayer? I have read nothing about that series, and I think I saw one episode of the series with my friends, and I was not impressed. What, do you like Demon Slayer there, Masher? Does it appeal to your sensibilities? Where's Robin? I want to see Robin again. Where is... what do we have equipped? Leadership, Airborne, Tenacity. Yeah, that's fine. I think no, the next level we have to fight Rob. Oh, it was good. It's shorter than the usual shonen, and the battles are really emotional. Oh, so is it like over? Did they finish? Like, it's weird to see like a series like, you know, that's so huge at the moment actually get finished for the most part. It's like I don't usually see that happening. Tanjiro's compassion for his enemies and Nezuko's restraint makes it for a good protagonist. No, I'll take your word for that. I'll take your word on that one there, Masher. It just I typically don't read a lot of manga in the first place, so it's like you really have to get me going with like something that's on a conceptual level that I'm going to like. Because I wasn't exactly impressed with what's going on in Demon Slayer. Oh, here we go. It's another defense mission. We have to defend it for like 90 seconds now.
飛んで対処しろ
この程度のものをぶっ壊しちまえばいいんじゃねえか
The manga was done years ago, but it still remains top 3 on charts. Why? Like, what? If it's been finished for that long, like, why does it still keep topping the charts? It kind of feels like if we kept having Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, like that album is the #1 album to this day. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know. I can't describe manga consumer behavior as well I can describe the video game consumer behavior. That's why as a game on #1 could stay up there for so long, because I don't really understand it. They re-released Demon Slayer? That sounds kind of counterintuitive. It's like, shouldn't they make room for, like, you know, another upstart manga to come up there and, like, take the world by storm? Try to get, like a new Demon Slayer in the park? Oh, I guess I've heard great things about like the Chainsaw Man manga that has been you know, obviously the Chainsaw Man manga has gotten like the part 2 to like of its next part of the story, and like I have my friends, like they talk about it as well, like they like it a lot. Like I have thought before about, you know, like reading Chainsaw Man myself, but it's like, do I really want to at this point? It sounds quite long. Also, like, I don't really like reading, I don't exactly like ongoing manga series because it's like, if it's over, if I'm now I'm going to be sitting there, like, waiting on a weekly basis just to, like, getting drip-fed content. It's like, I can't really be doing that. It's usually why I like to watch an anime more often, because it has a definitive end for the most part, or they make an ending to suit the situation. It's why I liked the Steins Gate adaptation so much. It gives an ending, like a really like solid ending to the series, and it adapts it very well. Everybody needs to go play Steins Gate. It's very good. Oh, hello there, Darth Neo. We're playing us some One Piece Pirate Warriors. It's a really fun game. We're talking about, you know, most of the streams today we just talk about anime and manga and that sort of stuff, because that's what's going to happen when we talk about One Piece and games like this. It's bound to come up, because I do really enjoy One Piece. It's one of my favorite series. Jujiki Kaisen. Oh, go on there and Jujiki her Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man are in the top 3 last time you saw the list. Demon Slayer's at 3rd. Okay. Gum gum buzzsaw. Gum gum. Japanese people just love reading them. I can see why people like a Chainsaw Man, but like what I was seeing with Jujutsu Kaisen, was that whenever I would whenever like see episodes for JJK, I was more or less thinking like they really just this is just Naruto. Like it really is. Like I really feel like I've just gotten like old enough to feel like I really feel like I've gotten old enough to be able to see like when a copycat manga or a series has come up, and it allows me to like a copycat series has come up and they've taken the ideas from obviously like other series as well. So it's like, wow, I can see that now, and I really that's why I didn't want to finish Jujutsu Kaisen, because it's like it just really feels like Naruto, but much more polished for sure. I mean, it even hits the same notes as well. But you're not much of a manga fan there, Darth Neo. That's fine. I'm not much of a manga fan as well. Like if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to read a manga, I'm probably going to like, I want to read the whole thing. Sanji is advancing towards the courthouse. Who in Steins Gate is best girl? Who's the best root? I've always liked Mayuri. Mayuri is like fantastic. Obviously Kurisu's is a very good as well. It's like the whole thing with Kurisu and like the time travel to save her is like, that's a very compelling thing. It just goes to show that love knows no bounds. But Mayuri dying 1,000 deaths is like always super painful. Because what's that thing? I forget who says that to I'm actually forgetting what his name is right now. I'm just gonna call him Kyoma. I forget who says to Kyoma that it's like, if you've gotten used to like her dying like that, if you gotten used to Mayuri dying like that, you need to you're never going to heal because you've always been heartbroken in the first place or something. Hooray! We're in the courthouse now. Let's go, Judge Judy. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Yes, Mayuri with a doo-doo-doo. She is just so adorable. And also her story is like so incredibly sad too. It's like Mayuri does not deserve like anything that happens to her in that game. But you pulled an RPG actually got Ronin Micah and Alicia without using gems. Very good stuff. Oh man, now that's a pull right there, Mash. That's a pull right there, Darth Neo. I saw that outfit for Ronin Micah and I'm like, yes. I would love that to get into action. Oh yeah, I'll ask you then, Darth Neo. What do you think of like the possibility of co-op coming into Action Taimanin? Because that sounds like really cool to do.
気がしね
Oh man, burping. General Kenobi.
この先の海にまたこんなに強いやつが現れるなら俺はもっと強くならなくちゃ仲間を守れね
So what are you gonna do?
え力いっぱい戦う方法を考えた誰も失わねえように誰も遠くへ行かねえようにお前はもう俺についてこれねえ俺の技はみんな一段階進化するいやセカンド
There we go. Now we're in Gear 2 mode, Luffy. The One Piece is real. We're not there yet. We're at least another probably I think almost 90 minutes away from that. Like we're a pretty good distance away from that part because I want to get there today. Because I don't know about you guys, but I find those edits hilarious. Because I'm a fucking child. Snap Bluno's spine in half with that one. Oh no, he's out of juice. He can't do it. Oh, no Gear 3 yet, Luffy. We gotta show that off on Rob. Well, the co-op mode does look interesting. You hope your phone doesn't explode up from that update. I'm very sure it's gonna be very painful on low-end devices. I have no doubt about that. Because I did in practice. I actually played this like all the way up to find how long it would take to get to the point of the One Piece is real. That's all the way at the end of the next arc, and we're almost finished with Ain's Lobby. So it's probably another hour and a half.
私はもうあなたたちの顔も見たくないのにどうして助けに来たりするの私がいつそうしてと頼んだの私はもう知りたいのよ
麦わらの一味が内部崩壊を始めやがったかこりゃ面白い
ロビン死ぬなんて何言ってんだお前あのなロビン俺たちもうここまで来ちまったから頼むからよロビン
I beg you, Robin. You can tell us you wanna die.
構わねえからよそういうことはお前俺たちのそばで言え
そうだぞロビンちゃん
ロビン帰ってこいあとは俺たちに任せろ
Oh, I think we no. Oh, we fought Bluno. I think this is the end of the level. Is she gonna say the part? No, she doesn't say it yet. I think that. Yeah, I think it's like yeah. This is the part where we finally go into Ain's Lobby, and she says she says those three wonderful words.
姿を現したロビンは やっと出会えた仲間を守るため自らの死を望んでいた。ルフィたちの必死の呼びかけを嘲笑うスパンダムは世界政府の強大さを誇示。
このタコ海賊だ。お前らが生きがったところで結局何も変わらねえと思い知れ。 CP9 の強さしかり、正義の門の重みしかり、何より今の俺にはバスターコールをかける権限がある。
やめなさい。それを押せば何が起こるか分かってるの。
バスターコールとは多数の軍艦によって島一つを地図から消すほどの大規模攻撃である。それはロビンの過去に暗い影を落としていた。20年前、ロビンの故郷オハラがポーネグリフの研究を進めていることを察知した世界政府は CP9 を派遣。当時の CP9 は考古学者たちを捕らえただけでは満足せず、研究とは無関係の島民をも巻き込むバスターコールを発動する。その結果、オハラの存在は跡形めなく消え去り、幼いロビンはただ一人政府の所業に疑問を抱いた青生地によって見逃されて生き残った。
私があなたたちと一緒にいたいと望めば望むほど、私の運命があなたたちに牙を向く。私の敵は世界とその闇だから。
ロビンの決意は固く、あくまで一味の助けを拒もうとする。増長したスパンダムは四方の塔の屋上にはためくある旗を指さす。
あのバッジを見ろ、海賊ども。あのマークは4つの海とグランドラインにある170国以上の加盟国の結束を示すもの。これが世界だ。立てつくにはお前らがどれほどちっぽけな存在だか分かったか。この女がどれほど巨大な組織に追われてきたか分かったか。
ロビンの敵はよく分かった。ソゲキング、あの旗撃ち抜け。
了解。必殺。ファイヤーバードスター。
やりやがった。海賊たちが世界政府に宣戦布告しやがった。
正気か貴様ら、全世界を敵に回して生きてられると思うなよ。
望むところだ。ロビン、まだお前の口から聞いてねえ。生きたいと言え。
ロビン、ロビン。
望んではいけないことだと思ってた。誰もそれを許してはくれなかった。もし本当に少しだけ望みを言っていいのなら、私は生きたい。私も一緒に海へ連れてって
行くぞ。必ず助ける。
Oh, that's fantastic. There we go. She's like, now I want to live. Now we're gonna go save her. We're gonna go save the Miss Super Hot Robin. Probably my favorite One Piece character. Because not only is she hot, she's got like really solid moments like this. But aside from the true, your favorite are Ruka's, Suzuha's, and Ferris's. I remember who Ruka is. I remember who Ruka is, but it's like, and Ruka's route is actually very nice as well. The whole aspect of her wanting to be like, you know, God, I forget what the real name for Hoyo and Kyoma is right now. I just remember Kyoma because it's like it's the name of something else. But Ruka's is obviously like, it's a very good route too. I like that one. Now the question is, another problem I have though is like I don't remember who Suzuha and Ferris are. I think Suzuha is the girl who is John Titor, and Ferris is oh no, Suzuha's the cell phone girl that ends up killing Mayuri, and Ferris is John Titor. From One Piece, you only remember and saw the first episodes. It's like not so interested, and I only know the waifus. That's right. Most people do because like the ladies in the One Piece series are inherently sexy. They're great looking. In fact, they're fantastic. Like Kaku and Jabra, the giraffe dude and the wolfman. I've never thought a giraffe would be so threatening until I saw Kaku in this. Actually, no. Let's clear out the stairwell. Oh, there's a spawner. Well, I mean, of course, in the first place, like I learned about One Piece obviously in the first place with the anime, but I also found like, you know, oh man, Robin, she's hot. I never really was much of a Nami fan, even when she got like, you know, her upgrade later on in the time skip. I still didn't like her very much. I knew I was a man who liked mature women because I liked Robin when I was in elementary school, and I like Robin still as like a grown-ass adult. So Robin's a real winner for me. Ruka's because of the bittersweet ending of hers, and Kyoma living knowing that their happiness lies beneath Mayuri's grave. It's like, that's right. They had the fact that, you know, the one day that Ruka is able to spend as a girl cannot be remembered because of the way he has to reclaim the past and save everything. It's very sad it's very sad to see that. It's just like, wow, I can't believe that they Ruka will never ever get to know the happiness, and it still has to live every day now, and with the painful realization that like the love will go unrequited between Kyoma. But Kyoma obviously knows that it is not unrequited. He does feel the same way towards Ruka. Direction. But I can kill enough enemies in here for it to clean up. Nico, Robin, and Boa Hancock, of course. That's right, Darth Neo. The Nico is art drawn by Mogudan is awesome. It's like, oh, I didn't know that Mogudan made a set for Robin. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that they made an art for Robin, because like Robin is like right up their alley in terms of like wanting to make art for them. Ah yes, Asura, Zoro, so good.
お前を真っ二つにしてしまいじゃ。あまねだし。苦難上等。好む者なり修羅の道。さすが一無銀。少々侮ったようじゃない。ここなら存分に暴れられそうだ。続きと行こうぜ。
Where's that guy? There he is.
邪魔する者は容赦せん。
誰に喧嘩売ってんのよ。
Oh, that's right. Suzuha was the time traveler lady and the son of his friend. Not the son, the daughter of his friend. I keep forgetting what some of these characters' names are because I always gave them when I was not only watching the anime but also like doing the roots as well. I was reading, like I would take notes because because it's fucking Steins Gate. I need to take notes. And I kept giving them like nicknames or something like that because I couldn't remember their names. Yeah, Ferris's ending is has Kyoma saving her dad while also suffering the consequences of not existing in his own world. Yeah, they never opened up the maid cafe over there and brought a moe culture. Because it's like, why would they? Why would they ever want to do that? But it's like, but then you find out just how important it was to Kyoma's life that actually the maid cafe exists. I wish they did more with Ferris because I liked hers. I liked Ferris's struggle a lot. Frankie is filled with cola. Because I remember in my notes I wrote Suzuha's name down as Soldier Girl because that's what they introduced her as the first time. I'll try to go back upstairs. Because what I think is Suzuha voiced by like a Kita Eri, from what I remember, because it sounded like her. I did like Suzuha's route a lot. Even because I always called her. I want to call her Soldier Girl, but it's very hard for me to get like the idea out of my head that her name is Suzuha. I honestly though I didn't expect the whole twist with Mr. Braun actually being a the person who was messing with Kiryu's head and actually acting like a mother of sorts, so that he could get the IBM 5100. I never would have expected that. I always thought he was just, you know, like the funny landlord guy that they, you know, always make jokes about. But no, he's actually like that important. Man, Steins Gate is just so good. I loved it. I'm very glad I actually took the time to really put myself out there and do it. I should probably work on some more of the other routes in the game, but I had some problems with trying to get it set up on my with my GPU. But I got it to work, so I've been thinking about, like, you know, working on it. But right now this week I've got a lot of things going on. And obviously it's Steins Gate, it takes forever to do. Or that, oh yeah, Masher, that's typically called range. Because it's, she's the dual voices for characters like Rika Furude from Higurashi. Higurashi is like one of those series that I actually have Higurashi downloaded on my computer. And like I have, you know, I never really have the gumption to play it because I don't really like do that. Because there's nothing in Higurashi externally that makes me want to play it. Because the reason why I wanted to play like Steins Gate and watch the series in the first place is because I liked Kurisu. I still like Kurisu, but I like everybody else in the cast now. Like, I obviously know, like, Beatrice and Battler from Higurashi. But I don't see myself going like, wow, Beatrice, you're hot. It's like, you're hot, I want to know more about you. There we go, it's Rob Lucy, my boy. Old Higurashi's art is atrocious. It's like, I don't know, I like the charm of old Higurashi art because it's like, it works quite well for what it is, you know? I don't even know where to start actually with Higurashi. Oh yeah, this is where actually like Rob Lucy proves that he is a threat. Like he is actively whooping Luffy's ass every step of the way. Not even Gear 2 can touch him.
来てたの。勘違いすんじゃねえぞ。俺はロビンを助けるためにここへ来たんだ。お前の顔なんか見に来たわけじゃねえ。おいこら、CP9のボス猫。さあ、俺様が相手してやる。かかってこい。やめろ。バカか。やめろウソップ。殺されるぞ。黙れ。じゃあ死に損ないのお前に何かできるってのか。こいつは俺がぶっ飛ばすんだ。だったらすぐに立てよ。ここが地獄じゃあるめえし、お前が死にそうな顔すんだよ。だってみんなで一緒に帰るぞルフィ。当たり前だ。
Oh my god, he knocked me down with his burst. What is this fucking Guilty Gear dude? You Roman canceling your shit now? Got a burst to get out of the corner because they keep whooping your ass? Oh no, we don't actually get to see Luffy use a Gear 3. Because this is the big moment where we actually see, like, he obviously gets Gear 2 and 3 at the same time. Isn't Higurashi, though, like, supposed to be a sort of parody of mystery novels and also mystery VNs as well? At least that's what I remember of it. Tasukete Robin-chan. Alright, now we get a base taken because it's the only base we're actually going to be able to pick up in the next couple of moments. Because everything else, we're going to start running across all these ships because we're making our way to Robin now. The Buster Call has arrived. I forget, what's the thing about Higurashi that everybody loves to talk about is like, if you really mean the truth or something like that, you better say it in red text. That's how I know you're telling the truth, Beatrice. Master Chief, what are you doing on Rokenjima? Sir, stealing this gold. See, I've never even heard of the opening theme for Higurashi, so this is like lost on me. Uh-oh. They're getting held up over there on the left side. Zola, why are you getting stopped? I would figure like you're one of the strongest out there. You should be able to handle these guys by themselves. See, this is why I wish they were able to get like Muso games made for like the One Piece series like really early on in its lifespan, because it's like this is such a perfect genre for large scale series like this. Like Ainz Lobby having all this fighting, it's like it's absolutely perfect. You have to fight through like mountains and waves of enemies just to get to the people. It's like that feels good. It really feels like a team effort. That voice, who could it be? It's like, well, there can only be one person with that kind of voice there, Usopp. Nice, we got a double S. Look at that. We have yet to unlock Robin or Chopper, and yet they're some of my highest leveled characters. Same thing with Frankie too. I think you actually unlock them like post time skip. Like damn, at this rate I'll be able to like max her out. The moment I get her.
もう一人の仲間だ。
迎えに来たよ。メリー。
ゴーイングメリー号に乗り無事帰還を果たした一部。だが、すでに限界を迎えていたゴーイングメリー号はその直後に大破してしまう。なんとか修理してくれと頼むルフィをアイスバーグは諭す。だってもう眠らせてやれ。俺は今奇跡を見てる。 もう限界なんかとうに超えてる船の奇跡よ。長年船大工をやってるが、俺はこんなにすごい海賊船を見たことがない。見事な生き様だった。アイスバーグの言葉を受け入れ、ゴーイングメリー号の最後を静かに見届ける一部。ルフィたちはゴーイングメリー号との数々の冒険を思い出す。 そして再び不思議な声が響き渡る。
ごめんね。もっとみんなを遠くまで運んであげたかった。ごめんね。ずっと一緒に冒険したかった。だけど 僕は
ごめんするなら俺たちの方だぞベリー。俺ガチ下手だからよ。お前を氷山にぶつけたりよ。ホも破ったことあるしよ。ゾロもサンジもアホだからいろんなもん壊すしよ。そのたんびウソップが直すんだけど下手くそでよ。ごめんするなら。
だけど僕は幸せだった。今まで大切にしてくれてどうもありがとう。僕は本当に幸せだった。
海賊船ゴーイングメリー号は一味への感謝とともに海底へと沈んでいった。
メリー。
Well, that's always a real tearjerker for sure, isn't it? Oh, you never seen the death of the first ship? Oh yeah, it's a really emotional moment. Like it represents just like how far they've come as a whole unit, as like a team. They've been through so much that they have like they're effectively the first crew member has died on the Straw Hats crew. Of course, Mary never truly left. She's within them all along. And also, Frankie's their boy. Builds them a new ship. A greater ship.
そこに突如海軍本部中将げんこつのガープが現れる。ガープは長年にわたって海賊たちと戦い伝説の海兵と称される強者である。
おきかルフィ。
じいちゃん。じいちゃん。
愛ある拳は防ぐすべなし。ずいぶん暴れとるようじゃのルフィ。
ガープは孫であるルフィを強い海兵にするため幼い頃から鍛えていた。赤髪のシャンクスの影響で勝手に海賊になったことに激怒していた。
シャンクスは俺の命の恩人だ。悪く言うな。ごめんなさい。
ひいちゃんに向かって言うなとは何事じゃ。そもそも赤髪がどれほどの海賊かお前分かっとるのか。
シャンクスはグランドライン後半の海に君臨する4人の大海賊4皇の一角を担う強大な海賊であると語るガープ。その4皇を食い止める力として海軍本部桜花七部会が存在し、3つの勢力が拮抗することで世界の平穏が保たれているという。
Oh, I'm so sad we can't actually see like the rest of the warlords. We only get to see a couple of them.
その人物とは革命家モンキー・ディ・ドラゴン。ルフィの実の父親だという。ドラゴンは世界政府打倒を目指す革命軍の頂点に立つ男であり、知らぬ者はいない世界最悪の犯罪者である。
あ、これやっぱ言っちゃまずかったかな。
Oh, Garb. You've raised 2 rebellious people now.
この島で捕らえるのはやめたと軍には言い訳しておくので安心しろ。
その後、一人の海兵がルフィの前に姿を現す。
お久しぶりです。僕が誰だかわかりますか？僕です。コービーです。覚えていませんか？
Hi, Kobe. It's Kobe Bryant, everybody. Yeah, it's Kobe. The guy from like all the way on like the East Blue where they meet Zoro for the first time. Oh, he's actually a chief petty officer. You rose up quick, Kobe.
近くにお二人がいると聞いて、いても立ってもいられなくて、今の僕があるのはお二人のおかげですから。しっか 成長期にも程があるぞ。驚いた。なんでグランドラインにいるんだ。まだまだ将校には慣れてないけど、今は本部でガープ中将に鍛えてもらってるんです。ルフィさん、このグランドラインの後半の海の呼び名を知ってますか？
I'm going to the new world, everybody.
新世界、次の時代を切り開く者たちの集う海、その海を制した者こそが海賊王です。僕、もっともっと強くなりますから、必ずまた新世界で会いましょう。
I'm very sad they actually don't use Kobe enough in this in the series anymore, because I don't think we ever, I think we see Kobe, I think, one more time, and that's like a long ways away. Or I'm probably remembering it wrong and it was some other character, but I barely remember Kobe. There we go, we got increased bounties.
なんで俺だけ選んだよ。これのどこが俺だ。笑われるんだ。俺は
Oh, this is where Sanji gets his really bad picture. Oh, that's lovely.
俺だって海賊だぞ。ちゃんと男らしく戦ったんだ。物申すぞ、ゴジュベリー。
I can't believe they actually got that like really sultry picture of Nami. Because from what I remember, the person who actually takes the picture of like all those people is like this like extremely great photographer that like chases the just chases like the worst generation around and all those like outlaws. I think they show him like a few times. I don't think he appears in the game though.
あと出航したはずの海軍が戻ってきてるんだ。急いだ方がいいかもしれねえ。
じいちゃんが？
Oh yes, now we have to go fight Garp and like a whole bunch of other stuff. This is effectively a defense mission, which is fine. Let's see, adept. It's fine. Okay. What Garp said there earlier when he said like nothing can stop the fist of love. That's actually a very that is quite a morbid statement, considering what's about to happen like in probably the next arc. Like, that's such a small line too. I never actually thought about that until now. It's like, wow, it's like nothing can stop the fist of love, Luffy. It's like, that's true. And you get to be on the receiving end of that one there, Grandpa. Alright, that's fine, Masher. We still got plenty of game left. Alright, Kobe, you're going to get a beating. I'm going to show you what the Kobe Bryant special looks like. Come here, buddy. The worst thing about that is when they have those they obviously have these like boss level characters appear in the area, and you think like, oh man, that's a really tough enemy. You think like you could get something really good out of them if you like took the optional objective to go defeat them. You can't do it. Even if you defeat those sort of enemies, you get nothing out of it, which is like always the worst thing in the world. It's like, why even give me the option? Because I tried that on the next arc. I tried that once with Zoro to try to figure out like, oh man, what's he gonna do? It's like if I'm gonna fight Okiji, I'm gonna try fighting him and see what happens. And guess what? I fought him and it didn't work.
貴様サイボーグフランキーの手下だな。フランキーはどこに？
Like I damn near died in the process of taking out Okiji, and it's like why? It's like why give me the option of fighting the very hard version of the enemy when he just taunts me and says, "Oh, good job, you defeated me, but it's gonna take a little bit more than that." Oh my god, jeez. If there's one thing I hate about this stage is like they give you the optional objective to go fight Garp, but then you also like at the other end of the map is where you have to go complete the mission regarding where am I? Okay, I'm still in the trajectory of it.
今回ばかりはこいつの言うことが正しい。深い謝罪を聞けるまでは黙って待とう。
Oh, you finally remembered Kiyoma's real name. It's Okabe. That's right, it is Okabe, because he's Okabe a corn. He's Okabe, an ear of corn. That's right. He does actually eat an ear of corn at one point in the in that. And I was like, oh my god, he's doing it. He's actually eating corn. Wow, this is so immersive. Steins Gate, you're so ahead of the times. He just eats corn. Like, Okabe doesn't even, like, have corn cob holders or anything like that. He just puts, like, butter and spices on top of, like, the kernels, holds it in his hand while he's, reading stuff about, John Titor. Come here, Frankie. Super Frankie! And he goes down like a fucking brick. Oh my god. Like, yes, I defeated Frankie. I did all that sort of stuff.
船ありがとう。最高の船だ。大切にする。ああ、おめえらの旅の無事を祈ってる。フランキー、このパンツ返してほしけりゃ俺たちの仲間になれ。バカ言え。パンツ取ったぐらいで。そもそも俺は船大工を辞めた身だ。だからそいつは俺の作る生涯最後の船になる。念願だったんだ。それこそが夢の船だ。
待てフランキー。
That can't be the ship of your
こいつ
dreams.
はまだお前の言う夢の船にはなってねえはずだ。出港していくつもの海を越えて幾度もの戦いや困難を乗り切り海の果てへ到達した時、その運命の日を見届けた時に初めて夢の船になるんじゃなかったのか。
やりてえことが変わったんだ。
やりてえこと？それは違う。お前が今この島でやってることは全て償いだ。もういい加減に自分を許してやれよ、フランキー。
You gotta forgive yourself, Frankie. You gotta learn to let go. It's okay. They want you to go. Not because they hate you, it's because they love you.
旅の荷物です、兄貴。ねえ、頭振り絞って一生懸命考えたんです。
子分どもにしいるか。
申し訳ねえ。でも少しくらい考えたらダメですか。俺たちみてえなゴロつきを拾ってくれた大恩人のあんたの幸せも考えたらダメですか。
返せ。さあ乗れよフランキー、俺の船に。生意気言うんじゃねえよ。ハリボテ修理しかできねえ素人どもめ。これだけ立派な船に大工の一人も乗ってねえとは船が不憫だ。仕方ねえ、世話してやるよ。おめえらの船の船大工、このフランキーが請け負った。
There you go, Frankie.
ちょっと行ってくらー。
I mean, effectively the mission ends here because, you know, Frankie is now with us.
この準備しとくぜ。
But now they have to make the great escape. And usually that was like, that is somewhat resolved in like the books by just, they start sailing away and Garp is like,
よし帰るぞ。仲間のもとへ。
trying to, you know, throw cannonballs at the ship. But obviously this is One Piece. They can't make it a little, that too easy. This is a game, they can't make it that easy, right?
みんなぶっ飛ばすぞ。
了解、キャプテン。
何もせず見逃すってわけにはいかねえか。
There you go, there's Akiji. He's actually one of like the more dangerous
でもしとこう。
admirals to fight because Akiji has like the ability to freeze you, and it's a really, really annoying status effect you have to deal with.
壊しといたら
And like you don't ever get to use it. They don't ever use it like on anyone else besides him. So it's like and you have to fight him like a lot in the next coming chapters. He's really, really annoying.
んなところにゴールドカメが。この道を探すしかねえか。
我らも参戦する。
Like, this is probably the reason why they introduce him so early, like, at the very end of this, because the next thing we're going to go to is the Paramount War arc. And during that is, like, obviously, this is where the big moment happens, this is where the meme is. But in order to get to said meme, we have to go through a big-ass gauntlet of extremely difficult stuff. Like, I remember, like, I was working on it yesterday, and, like, it takes, like, almost, it didn't, well, it took 30 minutes on one level because I just didn't know what I was doing at some point. Like, it awards experimentation, but it's also like these are, the cutscenes really hamper it. Because if you can find ways to full combo people like Aokiji, Aka Inu, Borsellino, I think that's what his name is. If you can find ways to full combo them, they get like, they're a whole lot less dangerous. Because if you don't get like a full combo going on them, it's like ungodly painful. Like, you have to deal with like their insanely fast and like high damage attacks all the time. Especially with like Aokiji, like gets his freeze ability off. It's more or less similar to like when I play Senran Kagura, because if you ever let the enemies touch the ground and transform, the battle gets like a lot harder. So battles after a certain point end up being a war of like, can you kill the enemy in one combo? And if you can't do it, are you ready for this to take like a whole hell of a lot more time to complete, and not in a good way. See, there's no exactly way either for you to do anything like, oh, I want to go like move quicker to like to the northern area of the map. It's like, no, you have to like, you gotta walk a lot. Thankfully, when you cut the head off the leadership, they immediately switch sides. And we captured like a ton of territory, so it can like, if you're actually playing like Dynasty Warriors or something, our army could actually start encroaching on this really easily. Oh, that's right. They have to threaten Usopp with the concept of being left behind. So he's got to so that's how they get him back to the ship. I always liked that part. Because obviously Usopp is a tsundere as hell. He's a guy tsundere for sure. I wonder what it takes to actually unlock Frankie. Well, it's probably like because the coin that they use for him is his post what's it called? Post time skip version. So I imagine it's probably after I get the time skip. It's the same thing with Robin too.
あのじいさんをどうにかしねえと出航は無理だぞ。
じいちゃん逃がしてくれるんじゃねえのか。
お前が海兵になっておればこんな面倒なことにはならなかったんじゃバカ者。始めようか小僧ども。ルフィ、船に乗れ。分かってんだろ。
あいつはまだ何のけじめもつけてね
わしらも船で追いかけるぞ。
フランキーを仲間に加え海軍の追撃をかいくぐり新しい船に乗り込んだ麦わらの一味だがそこにウソップの姿はなかった。やがて船は出港しウォーターセブンの町は小さくなっていく。その時船を追って一人の男が現れた。
意地張ってごめん。俺が悪かった。今さらみっともないんだけど俺一味をやめるって言ったけどあれ取り消すわけにはいかねえからダメかな。頼むからよ。お前らと一緒にいさせてくれ。もう一度俺を仲間に入れてくれ。バカ野郎、早く捕まれ。
サニー号から伸びたルフィの腕がウソップをつかみ船に引っ張り上げる。ようやく全員が揃い一味は歓喜に沸き立つのだった。
サウザンドサニー号。
過酷なる千の海を太陽のように陽気に越えていく船。アイスバーグが提案した船の名前を気に入った一味は本格的に船を出す。
さあ行くぞ。脅威の緊急加速装置クードバースト。
クードバーストによって一気にガープたちの砲撃から抜けた麦わらの一味はサニー号と共に新たな航海に突き進む。
メディー号にできてこの船にできねえことは何一つない。だがあの船の勇敢な魂がこのサウザンドサニー号が継いでいく。今日からこいつがおめえらの船だ。やったな。
Yeah, you get a C rank on doing all that sort of stuff. I'm not surprised that I got a C on that though, because I only defeated 1,500 enemies. You need like, usually to get an S on these missions, you need easily like 2,500 kills. And that's it for Water 7. Now it's time to go for like, next up is the Summit War. Because there's a lot that happens in this. This is like a really huge level. Alright, let's get started.
ウォーターセブンを出港後 不気味な海域フロリアントライアングルに迷い込む一味。そこでヨミヨミの実を食べた骸骨のブルックと出会う。
死んで骨だけブルックです。どうぞよろしく。
桜花七部会月光モリアに奪われた影を取り返したいブルックとともに一味はモリアが支配する島スリラーバークに乗り込む。激闘
Oh
の
boy,
末
Thriller
モ
Bark.
リアを倒すことに成
Like a
功した一味
boring
だ。
ass level.
そこにもう一人の七部会バーソロミュー・クマが現れた。政府の命令でルフィを狙うクマの攻撃で全滅寸前まで追い込まれた一味だが、唯一意識を保っていたゾロの命がけの交渉により窮地を逃れる。
おい、おめえ生きてんのか。あいつはどこだ。ここで何があった。
何もなかった。
ブルックを仲間に迎え入れた一味はグランドラインを半周した地点レッドラインに到達する。新世界に入る下準備のためシャボンディ諸島へ向かう途中、一味はかつてイーストブルーで戦った魚人ハッチャンと再会。ハッチャンと和解した一味は彼の案内でシャボンディ諸島に上陸する。しかしそこでは天竜人と呼ばれる者たちが横暴な行為を繰り返していた。天竜人とは世界政府を作った王たちの末裔であり、もし逆らえばたちまち海軍大将が派遣されるという。そんな彼らとの間にいさかいを起こしハッチャンが撃たれる。それを目の当たりにしたルフィは激怒し天竜人の一人を殴り飛ばしてしまう。この一大事件は瞬く間に海軍に伝わり、一味は完全に包囲される。絶体絶命の状況で一人の男が姿を現した。
その麦わら帽子は精悍な男によく似合う。会いたかったぞ、モンキー D ルフィ。
Well, he used Law last time. I'll use Kid
始まる
today.
んだよ、新しい時代が。
Kid has magnetism powers, which is like a really unique aspect in the One Piece world, because like One Piece is like sits in a weird place of like the 1900s, I'd say. It's like it's got 1900 stylization, but like futuristic tech. So it's a very weird world, and there's a lot of steel objects in there. So magnetism works out pretty well. Though we never really typically see Kid fight on land, on water, pretty much, where steel objects are limited, or at least iron ones it is.
麦わらのルフィが天竜人をぶっ飛ばしたって。
船の出港準備は
昨日すでに。
今すぐ船に向かう。大将なんぞに出てこられてたまるか。
出港準備だけしておけ。はい、直ちに。
Oh, there's Drake,
さて、
Mr. Suspicious Man all the time. He also has a Zoan fruit as well. Captain
落
Hawkins.
ち着け。今日俺の命日とは出ていない。
天竜人を殴っただと。本気か。噂通りの怒り具合だな、麦わらのルフィ。大将と今ぶつかるのはごめんだが、挨拶くらいはしてやろうじゃねえか。
面白いもんを見逃したようだ。麦わら屋か。顔を見に行くとしよう。
I always thought Law looked like that Jamiroquai dude, the guy who sang like what's that song called? Not Endless Fantasy. It's the one where it's like it's from his like the Traveling Without Moving album. I forget what it's called, but it's another really good song. I will probably remember it like after the stream or something. Cause it's from Traveling Without Moving. Now we have a really big story important area I forgot that they have to do stuff on the Sabaody Archipelago first. Oh yeah, that's right. Because this omits having to travel down. They remove Impel Down from this, which is very sad. Because Impel Down is actually really important to like crocodiles and Crocodile, Bon Clay, and yeah, Crocodiles, Bon Clay. We also see Jinbei for the first time. There's a lot of characters we meet for the first time in prison, but we don't get shit in prison, sadly, and it's really bad. It's like, because breaking out of prison would have been for a very nice level. But I guess they needed to have, like, obviously, Sabaody Archipelago is where everybody gets introduced for the first time. But they needed as much time as possible for probably the more important aspect, which was the Paramount War. So leadership. I don't know how he is in the air. I don't exactly know what a smash attack is. What does he have? Charge, massive damage, grab, life restore, launch, special effect. I don't know. I don't exactly understand what a smashing attack sort of is. Well, it's probably, no, that's right, because they explained that. That's the secondary effect of playing a power character. I like how even when he transforms, his jacket and hat still fit. What an unfriendly guy. It's like, well, yeah, of course he doesn't want to make friends there. If he starts making friends, it's gonna hurt even more when he gets hurt. I love how Beige just looks at Hawkins and he's like, really? You gotta say my name? It's like, I know who I am. I forget what exactly is Beige's power in the first place, because it's supposed to be some sort of thing like where he has an effective army inside of his body. It's like the mini fruit or something like that. I don't remember. Jesus Christ, like fucking kid moves around like a goddamn ape all the time. He's insane. God, this area is like so huge in general, so it always just ends up like really lagging my computer because it like loads the whole level all at once. It doesn't need to do that. It's just like it's just so rough. Oh, I didn't defeat that guy in the middle, which is, dang it. I have to go back to get him now. Because I remember correctly, as soon as we defeat the admirals for this, they're going to like one of them will spawn in, and that's like when I discovered that you don't need to actually kill him. You just have to wait for the story to tell you to kill him.
これでこの辺りはしばらく安全なはずだ。同じ世代同士、仲良くやろうじゃないか。
道ができた。今のうちに去るべし。
逃げた連中に釣られて海軍が散ったら好都合だ。進むぞ。
Oh no, we can't capture the central point. Why not? Is that like a base capture or something? They brought out their artillery guns today. I guess they're really mad and want to take the area as fast as they can. Is Law stuck? Yes, he is.
海兵が嫌がる。力が必要。これ以上は進めねえか。油断しろ。
近くまで来たと思う。敵が多すぎてこれ以上進めねえな。ユースタスはお前の麦わらを見に来た口。
どんなに浮かれた野郎かこの目で確かめた。
Oh god, now I have to deal with all the pacifistas now. It almost makes you wish I was using Law. Because Law is really, really good against these guys.
俺に命令するのか。
レーザーだと。
噂に聞いてたのと随分違えな。
生涯を反応する。
どうにか撃退できたが、七部会とやり合う羽目になるとはな。
本当にクマ本人だった。まあいい。今は麦わら屋だ。
Oh man, it is getting late today. I have another interview tomorrow.
血が騒ぐぜ。
Oh man, I'm getting tired. Alright, everybody. Well, we aren't going to get to Whitebeard today. We did make solid progress. We'll probably reach him on the next time we do this, which is on Saturday.